And send thoughts and prayers if we can actually be seen or heard. I feel like I haven't done this in years. Yeah. Hey, audio and video good. Thank you so much, Bucho. We love your face. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Symphony. 3 out of the 4 of us just returned home from a convention on Sunday or Monday. And then the other one of the 4 of us has a show coming up this weekend. So 3 of us are struggling. One of those 3 being me is struggling more than anyone else. Send thoughts and prayers. I'm super excited to be here, but there was a moment where my computer updated and I looked at Streamlabs like, how do I stream again? Everything's going to be fine because it's Symphony Entertainment. And speaking of Symphony Entertainment, this is a gaming company. Haha. Nice transition. That focuses on horror systems, indie games, organic content, and player agency in an attempt to bring a symphonic approach to horror role-playing. I am your host, Bridgett Jeffries, and tonight we are back with Public Access, published by The Gauntlet. This is a 5-part series, air quotations, because I'm literally in the cast channel begging cast to somehow extend this. I don't know if that's going to happen. Send thoughts and prayers. It may or may not. But as of now, this is a 5-part series that is streaming live every other Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern on Twitch. This is episode 3 of Lights, Camera, Action that has actually been written and is being run by our GM, your friend, my friend, Nate. One quick announcement. Symphony Entertainment does have a Patreon. So if you like this content and you would like to help us make more of it, please consider backing us on Patreon. You can check out the perks and the fun stuff and all the sexy thrills and frills over at patreon.com/Symphony Entertainment. All right, guys, that's my copy out of the way. Without further ado, let us unveil this cast. Let's see here. I'm going to choose some. Bucho, are you still here or did you already leave? Tag me if you're here, Bucho, while I get this ready. I got a question for you. So, without further ado, let's unveil this cast. Bucho is still here. Cast members, please introduce yourselves. Tell us where people can find you, some of the things that you can do. And Bucho, what is today's question for the cast? And Miranda, get your toes ready because Bucho is going to come in with a question for the cast. I swear to God, I'm so good. Bucho, come with a different question.
I'm wearing my Aldi's pajamas.
I'm going to give Bucho one more chance to do something better than that. And if you're not
I
watching,
can start talking while he's thinking.
Please, because you're following the chat. Oh,
how long did it take you to decompress from the con? Okay,
bam.
So I'm Miranda. Don't Stop Me Now on the Old Ways podcast and on the Miskatonic Repository, not Miskatonic Playhouse. I haven't decompressed yet. My brain is still mush. I got in at 7:30 Sunday night, and then thought I forgot my wallet on the shuttle because Bucho earlier that day asked if I ever worried about losing my phone. And then I panicked and thought that had happened. It was in my bag. And so I've been working. I have not decompressed yet. I don't know a day. I don't know who I am. I've only recently reconciled with Nathan after fighting with him for approximately 30 minutes. So really, it's been a real whirlwind.
Are we reconciled?
I decided that we did. Find me on the Old Ways, where I play Dr. Erin Weber. She's not that kind of doctor on our Delta Green playthrough, or the artist formerly known as Maggie Bellinger on Horror on the Orient Express, and a bunch of other things there. And occasionally find me, sometimes in the background, sometimes in the foreground, over on the Miskatonic Playhouse. That's it. I'm out.
How about we got it? I love it. Tiffany, tell us who you are, what you do, where people can find you, and per Bucho's instructions, how long does it take you to decompress after a convention?
I am Tiffany. You can find me anywhere on socials under Color Cat Designs, color with a U, like they spell in the UK. And then I have art and things, and for cons it really depends. Like my last con was Gamehole Con. That wasn't a big con, so that wasn't a big, like, to me it wasn't a big deal other than driving an hour every day to get there, but that's because it's close. It's close. I didn't want to get a hotel just for an hour drive, but Gen Con, it usually takes me like a week before I'm like back to normal.
Yeah,
because Gen Con's a lot.
Fair. Because Nate is making me do my own introductions. Hi, everyone. I'm Bridgett. Thank you for coming to the Symphony, which is my platform. How long does it take me to recover from a con? Babe, it genuinely, to Tiffany's point, it depends on the con. Chaosium Con is one of the lead organizers and kind of like the person in charge of programming. It's probably going to be a couple of weeks before I actually get settled down. Like, I'm still sore. I'm tired. My brain is super mushy. Thank God I don't have COVID so far. Small victories will take that a run. Gen Con is going to be another one that usually takes me a couple weeks before I come down and can deal with people or a lot of like interaction again. Some of these little smaller weekend cons still might take me a week. So somewhere between a week and 2 weeks, mostly because despite the fact that I present as super extroverted, I actually want to be at home by myself with no bra on with my dogs and no people. That's really where I want to be 9 out of 10 times. So for me to be on that long for that hard, it takes me a long time to bounce back. So I'm actually introverted. I just don't present it. Nate, tell us who you are, what you do, where people can find you, why Miranda hated you 30 minutes ago, and how long it takes you to recover from a con.
So much. There's so much. I'm Nate, your friend Nate on many Discords, as I was told a few times at this con that we were just on. I play Special Agent Elliot Winters. Well, I play Special Analyst Elliot Winters now. We're playing through an Impossible Landscapes campaign, and things happen to those characters over time, as you might have experience with yourself. So, over at the Old Ways podcast, and also a fair number of things over there. I'm the official public access game runner on April 3rd for Symphony Entertainment. We'll see if Bridgett will have me back. What else? Miranda is mad at me because she's an elder millennial. I think that's enough. I dared ask a question to someone else before asking her first, and that was a kick it off. But also in my way, as soon as she asked me just a very short, reasonable question about this thing, I made sure to only spit mad bullshit and nonsense for a long time.
Oh, there we go.
That question, but it's still, she's being totally unreasonable about this, but I think it'll come together. Shout out to the 106 Daves that I saw at Chaosium Con. That was very wonderful at all. Over that weekend, it takes me a few days to come back from a con. One, it's tiring, obviously, but two, I am, how do I say this? I am performing with other people when there's strangers, because that's the only way I really know how to do. So that takes a little more energy.
Yeah.
And then when you stop doing that, that's hard. But also, man, being surrounded by everyone that likes the same kinds of stuff that you do, and then going back to the where that's an adjustment. I also had a third adjustment as we were in the real world, and I'm running, or I was participating in one of our all hand meetings at my company. And I was at this convention. Oh, where? Ypsilanti, Marriott, and hand raised in the audience. And was that the furry convention? And which happened, I think, 2 or 3 weeks before.
Right before. Yep.
So I had to clarify no. Shifted over to the bomb threats that had happened there, which is pretty awful. Whatever. But that we'll see. I'm sure that'll stick with me, and I'll be forever known as the furry at my company. But that's fine. I can handle it. Anything else? Was I supposed to answer anything else?
No, you're
irrigation.
No, that was perfect. That was flawless. Nate the furry. Oh God, that's so good. Y'all send thoughts and prayers. It's going to be a great show because this table is super energizing, and public access in the hands of Nate is really almost unfair to horror storytelling. So we're going to be good. Per usual, guys, at the Symphony, content warnings have been discussed with the cast and crew. The X card is in play. X's can be sent via private message, or they can be done visibly where the world can see them. If a safety card or a safety tool is activated, there is no judgment passed. There are no questions asked. We will also be using the green, yellow, red traffic light method, which can be called by any cast member or the GM or the chat at any time. Without any other drama, shade, exhaustion, excitement, let us hop back into Lights, Camera, Action, written and run by your friend Nate for public access. Nate, I'm out of your way, baby. Take us.
Here we are. We're at the Motor Lodge, the Starlight Motor Lodge in Deep Lake, New Mexico. And the sun's risen, and it's starting to heat up this room. Your curtains are drawn, your windows closed. The three of you had quite a night, different experiences, all of you. A couple of you, Crystal, Uh, Bridgett, you don't have your name changed up on the. You
Because
have to do this.
I'm useless. Hold on. Wait, I can do the thing. That's hit the three dots and just change the name, right? Hold on, give me a second. It's Megan. Megan Winters.
Crystal, Megan, paralyzed by terrible nightmares and also some conversation, Megan, some conversations with another person that's in the hotel or in the motel a couple floors down. Jordan, clutching your protective Odyssey tape, sweet dreams all night. Temperature rises, temperature rises. You're under your blankets, you're in your corner, wherever you happen to have fallen asleep overnight. And it hits maybe about 80. And I think, Megan, your eyes open. Maybe there's a little sweat starting on your brow as where do we find Megan in the morning? As you remember, she had ended the night in the corner, sort of over by the door, almost doing guard duty in a little text conversation. But where's Megan that morning?
I think Megan is still on the floor, tucked into that corner of the door. When I originally went to sleep, it was like my back was against the wall along with my shoulders. My knees were drawn up. I was on the phone. I was wrapped in a blanket. And just at some point between the nightmares and the exhaustion and the anxiety and the fear, a lot of fear, I think I have slumped down at a really uncomfortable, awkward angle, just stuffed into that corner. It's almost like, when you come home from a long day of work and you take off whatever piece of clothing you have and you just throw it into the corner and it just kind of lands there. That's kind of like the position that I'm just in. I'm just there in the corner. So I probably wake up with drool hanging out of my face, a weird taste in my mouth, sweating, hot, and a bit disoriented, with like the particles dancing on the beams of light that's coming in some angle that my neck is going to regret for the next 2 weeks.
And you had already been in a new place, a rental house, different bed, different room. And now this overnight stay might have been a little bit surprising. So let's check in with Megan. How's Megan doing? You got a couple conditions. You've had some revelations, and now you've had also a little bit of some unsettling experiences. How's Megan?
I mean, if we're being honest, I'm not doing great. I can still smell that gunpowder. I haven't showered yet. I can still smell that gunpowder on my hand from the incident yesterday. I know things aren't right. But Nate, when you're too far into something to pull back? So the only thing you can do is kind of like push forward and go through. That's kind of where I am right now. I'm in that moment of like, there's no way I can go back. There's no way I can go home. There's no way I can abandon my friends here. I have to continue to push forward. I just know that going forward, I don't know what going forward means. So right now, if I'm being honest, I'm scared. If I could call in sick to this, I would, but I can't.
I think what we've seen with Megan already as well is she may be scared, but she takes on that guardian, she takes on that protector, she takes on that vanguard role. And that responsibility may weigh heavy on you, especially in the coming days, Crystal. Your night was also not peaceful. And a couple more minutes, couple more degrees, couple more beads of sweat. Where do we find Crystal this morning, waking up?
Oh, you're muted, baby. Bingo for Symphony.
Right? It's got to be me that does that. Anyways, I imagine that Crystal is probably got up at some point and probably went to sleep between that space between the bed and the wall, like on the floor. Kind of like, Newt and Ripley in Aliens. So, she'll probably like sit up and like peek over the bed to make sure everyone's still where they're supposed to be.
So at some point during the night, just even the hotel room walls weren't enough, and you needed more protection, more assurance, more guardian from things that might reach out. And so you did. You tucked away like a child in a blanket fort, tucked yourself away in that cozy corner. Now, room 14, as we know, is seldom used. Room 14, as we know, is seldom cleaned. Crystal, I think as you peek up, you see Megan, and maybe it was Megan stirring that woke you up, but as you then look down, you get a glimpse underneath the bed. And if you recall, you watched an Odyssey tape in room 14. Terrible choice, but that was the choice you made.
What's a terrible choice?
And part of that bargain was a condition given and a clue received. You find that clue underneath this bed, but I would like you to create it for us. What clue to your current mystery do you spy? And it's a clue that you wouldn't have seen unless you had desperately sought refuge and protection and safety in this tiny little corner between the bed and wall.
Oh, hold on. Let me think about this. Okay. I think that we find, or I find, I find one of the crew's cell phones.
Oh. Oh.
So as I look, like as I'm getting up and I put my hand down, I like touch something and it doesn't seem right. So I look under and there's this phone. So then I have to figure out if I can get the phone to light up or even if I have a charger. So I'm going to check my phone, see if I have the same charger.
You do. You know what, Crystal? This is the same phone. It's a little newer, but it's the same phone. And that's interesting because Crystal is it's a gearhead, a tech head, engineer, junkie. This phone is the current release model of your phone. Your charger. It's 2004, so policies were slightly friendlier, more friendly to the consumer. So the charger actually plugs in to this new model of the phone. You didn't have to buy a new one. And the screen comes on and bzz, 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 missed call, message. And you see one of the messages pop up on the screen. Terrible breach of information security. Simon, where are you? All caps, question mark, question mark, question mark. And then you can see there's a number of other missed messages and calls. And this phone is making notification, vibration noises in your hand, and it's frantic, and it reflects the energy of people that loved whoever this Simon was. Why isn't he responding? Where is he? And you're holding that energy in your hand. Crystal, let's check in with Crystal as well. You do have the paranoid condition. You have discovered a few things in places where you thought you were safe and secure. How's Crystal doing?
Crystal's energy and emotions are probably about as frantic and as anxiety ridden as this phone trying to reach Simon. So as it keeps like making noise, her heart just keeps jumping and she keeps like looking around the room and seeing like what else is here? Why is this here? Who left this for us? So
and this buzz, buzz, buzz noise seeps into Jordan's brain. Sleeping comfortably in the bed, or where? Well, I'm sorry, I shouldn't answer that for you. Where did Jordan find that very restful, peaceful night?
Oh, Jordan is sprawled out on the bed. but one arm is tightly grasping the tape that she slept with, and every once in a while when she has to adjust it, maybe slips a little bit, and she grabs on tighter and kind of shoves it, tucks it underneath her body for safekeeping, and curls around it. And even when it gets hot in the morning, she still just kind of like buries herself under these blankets for protection, safety, warmth, for this beautiful, beautiful tape.
And the last words before you leave this restful slumber, maybe it's the notifications buzzing in time, and that's how you got to Bel Air, and then your eyes open. Jordan, you had a great night's sleep, the best night's sleep you've had since you came to Deep Lake. And as that energy fills you, tell me how Jordan wakes up, and sort of paint the scene. What is it like when the final person wakes up from the slumber party and their mood is very different from the first two? What happens in room 14 that fateful morning?
This is the other two are kind of going through their own traumatized mornings, and Jordan kind of gives this big yawn and stretch and cracks her back a little bit, kind of makes sure the tape is still with her. And then once she is thoroughly stretched and yawned and maybe caught a couple of extra minutes of sleep, but we can't dilly dally on this day. Jordan is well rested. She is ready to go. She is like hopping up, going to her bag, getting her toothbrush. She's popping into the bathroom. You can hear her singing to herself when
Oh my
she's
God.
in there. She heads into the bathroom. We're gonna make it. Give us any chance, we'll take it. Read us any rule, we'll break it. And that's what you hear coming from the bathroom as Jordan is getting ready for the morning. But the entire time, she does not put the tape down. It is in one hand when she's going to the bathroom. She's, she holds it against her chest while she washes her hands. She switches arms and brushes her teeth. And the whole time she's singing and putting her clothes on and getting ready, she's just juggling this tape around, not even thinking about it, but it hasn't left bodily contact the entire time that she's woken up.
Oh, Jesus.
Indeed, because Jordan is a tape head. That is the condition you have received, earned from your actions. And you're going to do it your way, Jordan, and the rest of you. Dawn is broken, day has come, and this day is yours. Take it away.
Whew, I feel good this morning, guys. I don't know what they're talking about. Room 14? Nonsense. This is the best place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing's gonna turn us back now. Straight ahead and on the track now.
I'm purposely not looking at her and looking at this phone with all the messages.
Oh God, it's just the
what
dynamics in this room. Okay, so the
Krista,
caves,
what you got?
right?
Oh yeah, the caves. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna look over at Crystal and just kind of like lift my eyebrow, kind of quizzically, like, is that mine? No.
No. It's somebody named Simon.
The cast member, Simon?
I think so, yeah.
Was that the guy in the next room?
No, that was...
No, that's a different guy.
Yeah.
No, no, the cast that's out on the shoot, it's Simon, correct me if I'm wrong, but it should be Simon, Maya, Lucas, Aaron, and Derek was that crew, correct?
That sounds correct.
Mm-hmm.
If I can read my own handwriting. Was Derek the guy next door?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
and Daniel is the cute little one at the front desk. Okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The one you're gonna
Innocent
break.
for
The one I'm
now.
going to break. Yeah.
Puppy love.
Puppy love. How did you get Simon's phone? Why do you have Simon's phone?
I found it when I woke up this morning. It was sitting here along the side of the bed.
Bu- uh,
I don't know. I don't know.
But they said they didn't stay in this room because it was weird and no one stayed in here. And remember that thick layer of dust that was on everything?
I'm fully aware. I'm
Like nothing had been touched in here before.
right.
okay.
But here's my phone.
Uh-huh.
Here is this phone.
Oh, new. Whew. Crystal, that is a cooler phone than yours. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God.
Also aware. You're just winning this morning.
I am. Yeah, winning the day. We're winning the day because we're together and I'm gesturing with a tape in my hand.
My
and
eyes
really,
are
we're gonna be
following that
fine.
tape.
We're fine.
Ah.
So you don't want to leave that tape here?
Why would we do that?
You don't think it's weird that you like cuddled it like a teddy bear?
What now?
Okay. Yep. All right.
Okay.
Yep. Crystal, what's on the phone? Anything?
As far as I can tell, people asking where he's at. He's missed some calls. Is it all from cast? I think yeah. It's all from the other crew members.
Oh,
Well, not
like they're
necessarily.
looking for
Oh.
It could also be from family. You haven't made him unlock it, but what you were able to see are the
Oh.
sort of the text notifications as they pop up on the screen.
Okay.
Oh,
what
okay.
kind of unlocking mechanism is this? Would be a code, right? Who locked their phones back then?
2004. I did.
Yeah, but the sound engineer, Simon Answell.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it'd be keys, code. We need a code for this phone.
Wait, if he's a sound engineer, it's
mhm.
probably some kind of like it makes a song when you hit certain buttons.
Oh my gosh, I have that on my phone where the buttons make the different tones and then it makes a song. Mine plays "Don't Stop Me Now" by Queen.
This is so flawless.
Okay.
Okay. Crystal, do you think you can hack it?
I can try. Are you driving then to the caves?
My eyes slowly float over towards this entire situation that is now known as Jordan and the tape. And I'm just going to look right back at Crystal and I'm just going to nod. It's like, yeah, I'm driving.
Okay,
I can
I'll
drive
hack
if you
it.
want.
Nope, that's fine, sweetie. I'm going to, if I can, I'll just playfully, but very parentally take those keys.
Yeah, I'll work on it while we're driving out to the caves.
Okay. Well, we're heading out now?
Yeah, I think so. Let's stop and get coffee on the way.
Yes. I kind of want to knock on the door and just make sure Derek had a decent night.
Oh,
I did have a thought, and that is that Derek might know our Simon's favorite song and
Yeah.
would then know the code.
Yeah.
Mm.
You want to come with me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we all going?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay. This is going to be the fastest fuck this room I'm out of all time. So when I say this is like we are not neatly putting things together, this is grab it. I don't care if that television is still on. I don't care if the bathroom light is still on. I don't care if the dripping is still happening behind the wall. It's get the hell out of 14 as quickly as possible. It's almost one of those things like, you know how usually you're just like, let me make sure I got my phone, keys. It's almost like what gets left in this room is what the fuck gets left. I am leaving. Room 14. Get me out of room 14.
You abandoned that room
Yes.
like entitled rich people who can just buy whatever they might have left back there. And you get out, all three of you pull the door shut behind you, and you walk down to Derek's room, which is only a couple doors down.
Derek!
Knock. No answer.
Open palm banging on the door. Derek!
Slap, slap. It's louder. Give it a second. No answer.
I'm gonna see if
like
the
they
door's
were.
locked.
Mhm.
Sorry.
Door's open. Push it open. No lights are inside. No sign of Derek. The bed looks slept in.
Okay.
It's a rumpled and bedspread is kicked off onto the ground. Maybe he had parents that told him never sleep with the bedspread in a hotel. They never wash that.
Mm.
It's down there. But Crystal, you see the sheet, even from the doorway, you see the sheets are like dirty. You see like smudges on them.
Ooh.
I'll step closer.
And it's
Like
almost
lean,
like
like and look.
you get closer. It's almost like they've been dragged along. I don't know, maybe like dragged around along a floor that has some sort of reddish gray silt, dirt. It's a very fine dust. And it's worked into a couple of the sheets and some of the edges, and it's odd. It doesn't match anything else in the room, and nothing else in the room is dirty like this. Just the sheets. Megan, you don't see the gun underneath the side table.
Opening up the drawers. I mean, is his suitcase and luggage still here?
Yes. You open up the drawers in the dresser, and you actually find a couple of changes of clothes that have been folded neatly and set in that dresser. The closet, if you even open the little closet that's right opposite the sink towards the back, there's a couple pairs of pants and a jacket, a light jacket hung up. Everything's very neat. Too neat. Everything is extremely neat, giving you a military impression. This would be someone who leaves the bed ready for a quarter to be bounced off of.
Yeah, not covered
This
in
morning.
smudges with the comforter on the floor. I am going to just go stand by the hole in the wall where my bullet made contact. I'm going to put my back to that point. I'm going to look at the other two ladies. I'm going to give them a, hey, everything is going to be okay smile that I don't technically believe myself. And then I'm going to call them.
Phone rings. And you hear the phone ringing in the room.
I knew that shit was going to happen. I hate this moment.
And then someone answers it, and it stops ringing. Yeah, hello?
Point of clarity. You said I could hear his phone ringing in this room. And then I'm hearing his voice answer it.
Oh, yeah.
Over
Yeah.
the receiver? Okay. Just wanted to make sure I'm as horrified as I thought
Oh,
I
you
was.
no longer hear that phone ringing, because, it was answered.
Okay. I'm going to slip my phone onto speakerphone. Speakerphone existed in 2004, right? Sure it did.
Mm-hmm.
It does right now.
It does now. Derek?
Oh, hey, is that Megan? Hey, Megan.
Hey, babe, where are you? And I'm like looking at Crystal and Jordan with like the eyes like find that phone.
What time is it? It's early. I'm in my room.
Are you?
Why didn't you just knock on the door? Why don't you just come visit? I'm right here.
I look up to Crystal.
Everyone
and
hears from the
Jordan.
speakerphone the sound of rustling and movement. And then he lets out a big sigh. Oh, yeah. Man, I didn't sleep well last night. Hey, I want to apologize again for, I mean, technically it was a shared, but I want to apologize again for that. Even a loaded gun, that could have been terrible. Last night I dreamed that friend of yours, Jordan, like that bullet hit her, went right through her neck. She bled out all over. Woke up. Terrible nightmare. I hope you slept better than I did.
One of us did. Um,
I'm gonna walk over to the bed and like pull like the corner of the sheet, like I'm not too close to the bed, like I'm at the corner foot and like just pull the sheets.
Jordan, are you searching around as well, or is this not that? This probably might not bother you even. How's Jordan take it?
Take a little peeky poo around.
So the two of you start since it's on speakerphone, trying to quietly toss this room. And as that conversation goes on, you do not find this phone. All three of you heard it ring. All three of you heard it stop ringing.
Hey, Derek. We are at your front door. Can you come and open it, please?
Oh, absolutely. You hear more rustling. You hear the sound of maybe covers being thrown back, pushed down. You hear a door opening. Real funny. What is this, high school? I mean, I felt a certain attraction too. I mean, if you just want to get coffee, we can get coffee. We don't have to play this. No one comes to the door where you're at.
And if I step outside the threshold of the door and just look down the aisles, I'm not seeing him in a different room. He's not stepping out of a different doorway.
Do you leave the room or do you just sort of look out the threshold?
I almost want to be like, which one is worse? I'm going to step all the way out.
You step out, you look left, right, same quiet, warmer and warmer morning. You turn around and the sun that is beaming in almost parallel at this point. For a moment, you swear there's like a shadow in the doorway in front of you. And the shadow starts to turn and move, and you see it put its hand up towards where this shadow's head would be. But then the sunlight beams in and you blink and it's not there anymore. And Derek says, look, I'm gonna take a shower. I assume you probably, I mean, you were asking those questions. Be careful if you go out there, but if you don't go out there, you want to meet up later for lunch or something, let me know. I don't have much to do. Wait for this crew to get back.
I'll do that, Derek. Coffee sounds nice.
Ask about the song.
Hey, and I think for a minute, and then I'm just gonna put like the receiver down. And I was like, "Do you want me to just tell him that we have Simon's phone?"
God, I don't see any reason why not
to. Hey, Derek, there's a good chance that we may have Simon's phone. Do you know the password or the song or the musical digit? Hold on, let me get you to the person that's like good with tech. And I'm just gonna hand the phone over to Crystal.
Hey Derek, since he's a sound engineer, do you think his lock code would be a song?
I don't know, maybe. You have his phone? That's weird. I haven't seen him.
I know, I haven't seen him either, and that's why I thought if we could unlock it, maybe we can figure out what happened.
Well, anytime that I can spill this guy's terrible secret is good for me. His favorite song His favorite song is Livin' La Vida Loca, Ricky Martin. And I swear we would want to kill him. He'd be humming it nonstop. He's a sound engineer. He's got good ears, but that's it. So, and if he asks you about it, you tell him I told you that. He deserves it.
I definitely will. I'm going to try the code then on the phone.
Anything else?
I don't think so. No. Thanks for all your help.
Oh, you're welcome. Hey, Megan, coffee would be nice.
Yeah. Yeah, coffee would be nice. I'll call you when we get back from the caves, okay?
Coffee would be nice. And he repeats it, and it's getting a little quieter each time. Coffee would be nice. Coffee would be nice. Coffee would be nice. Coffee would be nice.
I terminate the phone call.
Nice.
What the hell just happened?
He's here, but he's not here. I'm gonna venture to guess some sort of alternate here. Hopefully better or worse. It could be either, honestly. I don't know if we're in the bad one or the good one at this point.
And you're okay with this?
I mean, for now, because I don't know if we're in the bad one or the good one, so it could be the good one.
But you're okay with more than one here?
No. Yeah. But no. Maybe? I am undecided. I'll be honest, I'm really undecided. But it doesn't make sense. It could have been in another room. So I'm not really sure.
Okay. Just
No,
checking.
No, I think we should all probably just get on board with the idea that he was in this room. We heard the phone ring. He's here, but he's not here.
He's not here. He's in other here.
Whatever that means. Hey, he sounded happy, right? He sounded upbeat. It didn't sound like he had been waiting for the crew for long. And remember, he had said something about at night, not just the whispering through the doors, but he saw shadows of the crew, or he thought he heard them talking.
Ooh, what if he's in the crew shadow place now?
Or what if we are?
Or what if we are?
Fuck it. I'm sleeping with that tape tonight. Can we go?
Yeah.
There's two. Oh my gosh, Megan, there's two. And so, like, we could sleep with both of them, like both of me and you, and us in the bed and the tapes.
We have the other one to watch, but anyways, let's get going so I can hack this phone and get these messages.
Okay. Coffee, caves, and God, I hope Derek's okay. Okay.
Yeah, car. This dust, this desert dust is. No, it's terrible for anyone that likes a clean car. I mean, your car is sort of now dirty and dusty with this red desert dust. And Megan, as you walk around to that driver's side and slide in, you can see the handprint on the hood of the car near that windshield, just sort of outlined in that red, silty, very superfine dust. But you can get in and start the car. It starts up just fine. Crystal, you're pounding through all of the different notes, trying to find the 4-note sequence that maybe unlocks this phone. Give me a day move, if you would. So I need a 2d6. And I think we probably want to use reason. And because you have Livin' La Vida Loca in your heart, you can go ahead and roll that with a bonus die. So give me a 3d6 and take your best 2 while you're driving. And where are you driving to?
I'm heading to the caves. We have those on a map. We've got the coordinates. I'm heading to the caves.
We have those in the GPS.
Oh, yes. There we go.
Oh, did we update our maps?
Sure, Chris.
To our shadow maps.
I'm trying to find a D6 here. Just a minute.
She's got a new addiction for every day and night. It's too perfect for the moves in this game.
She's
right
into
now.
new sensations. New kicks in the
That's an 11.
Oh, here we go. Let's rock.
That's a pure perfect success. So
Yay.
on a day move, on a 10 plus, you do what you intended to do, or you hold steady. Describe what it looks like. You unlock Simon's phone, and you're able to gain access to the entire phone. What are you looking at? You tell me what you find.
Oh
I'll tell
God.
you overreaching, but
Um, Probably messages from the crew that are like, "Oh, we're over here by the entrance that has the rock that looks like a dog." And then after
Mm,
that, it's, "Where are you? Where are you?" Um, I think he probably gets several calls from family. Like one
mm.
says mom, one says sister. Um, and Yeah, I
yeah,
think it's a lot
there's
of that.
about 12 voicemail messages on the phone. So if you remember, Daniel showed you that series of increasingly paranoid and
Mm.
fearful text messages between the crew members, and you're
Yeah.
able to see that from Simon's side. And so that conversation, you can see exactly where Simon was contributing. And Simon's maybe a little bit too stereotypical, but Simon's take was how wrong all of the acoustics are, and how, this is stereo sound, and sometimes it's just mono, it's just one channel. Sometimes the two channels are identical, and that's impossible. I mean, that's just not how it works, etc. He's got a
Mm.
lot of that kind of concern. He also has some really terrible cell phone pictures on
Good for him.
the phone. It shows probably the site, the documentary site, the campsite they're at. They're fuzzy, they're hard to make out, they lack detail. But Crystal, while you're looking at one, you swear it's a picture of an interior shot, and maybe it's this cave you've heard about, but it's dark, it's moody. There's these scrawls or scratches or drawings maybe on the wall, but there's a shadow in the corner that you really, really don't like,
Ooh.
because it looks a little bit too intensely human shaped for
Okay.
your liking. There's a number uh, number of things that you would expect. Simon's outgoing messages and texts end the same day that every one of the other crew's messages and texts ended. You remember when that was?
Yes.
I have it somewhere. Yeah.
I think it's
Hold on.
the 28th.
May 28th,
Yeah.
2004. So on that day, Simon has sent a text, and the text says, "That's weird. It's open now. I'm going to check it out." And there's no more texts from Simon or anyone else after that. The GPS coordinates lead you, once you leave
Hmm.
Light Motor Lodge, it leads you left on that main road, which we decided was called or pronounced Archuludi. Do you remember this? I think Jordan had given us a pronunciation.
I did.
Archuletti.
I did.
All right. So
Archuleta
that
sounds
main
good to me.
Narchaletti.
Archuletti. It's left, and then it shows a little dot that's a little bit north of that Circle K. So hey, coffee if you'd like.
Yes, Lord. Coffee needs to happen right here at the Circle K across from, what is this, Vertex Electronica? Yeah.
It is. Yep. It's
Mm-hmm.
right across that.
Yep.
And
Ooh.
then if you imagine a dot that is maybe 2 inches on that map past Circle K,
Okay.
that's where that GPS is sending you. Pull into the Circle K. There's already a couple other customers, a couple cars at the pumps. Park in front. You all heading in?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we were gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Door, there's a bell over the door that rings as you go in. Young woman behind the counter looks up. Hi, my name is Emily, says her Circle K badge, and in a much less friendly demeanor, she gives you a nod and then turns back down and just sort of stares blearily at the countertop. You get the sense Emily might have had a long night also.
Mm.
I'm gonna go to the really terrible but sometimes really yummy cappuccino machine.
Yeah.
You know, where it like spits the foam and cappuccino out.
Yep.
And get one of those. Probably if they have the either English toffee or Cinnabon one.
Oh, you've been to Circle K before. Yeah. Buttons are sort of rubbed off for whatever the labels used to be, but yeah, a little sticky. But yeah, you plug in your order and you get your coffees.
Coffees, water, granola, trail mix, whatever fresh fruit that they have out right now. I mean, we're going to caves. We don't know how long it's going to be out, and this is 100% granola girl. So, like, grabbing a couple tangerines, a couple bananas, lots of water.
Batteries.
Flashlight battery if they have them.
Sorry, not just food things.
Not just food things.
Lighter. Matches.
Lighter.
You do an
Yeah.
entire adventures shopping trip. You got
at
your
this Circle K.
10-foot pole, 50-foot rope, pythons, caltrops.
You know what I really want for sure off of the like while we're waiting in line, I'm gonna spin the thing to see if they have Megan as a keychain with like the Arizona sunlight and we got to pick up a couple postcards too. These are things I'm actually picking up.
Megan, they have it, but it doesn't have an H.
That's what's always the challenge. They never spell it correctly.
They're not going to have an H. If I learned anything from Chaosium Con, it's that when given the option to purchase things at a store in game, buy those things. I'd also like gum. Thank you.
Gum will be good.
While we're there, I know that my friend Crystal has been feeling a little bit paranoid lately.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And while we're doing our shopping trip, I want to stand at that espresso machine and do a little nostalgia move.
Oh, here we go. Let me get over to my thing.
All right. Well, when we do, as we all know, the nostalgic move is when you have an intimate moment with another latchkey when one of you is waxing nostalgic about something that takes you back. You may each clear an appropriate condition.
Okay.
And if you're not the latchkey waxing nostalgic, you also stumble on a clue relevant to an active mystery.
Ooh. Okay.
Hey, Crystal. Hey. I'm sorry what I said earlier about your phone not being as good as that other phone. I'm sure you'll get a better phone.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. I feel like you've been I feel like what's happening. I mean, I feel great and I feel okay about what's happening, which is odd. Probably weirder than you being paranoid, but I just feel like you've been maybe overly like tense lately. A little paranoid. Like if someone would write one thing that was afflicting you right now, that one thing that was afflicting you would be paranoia.
This is the best pep talk ever.
And
yeah, but just accepting what's going on. And I like put a side eye over to Megan. Like, I don't know that that's the option either.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably not, but it's probably somewhere in the middle. You know, when I was like a kid, latchkey like all of us were, I'd get worried because we lived in an apartment, so I'd hear like people knock on doors and stuff, and so I get worried and kind of paranoid that there were people there. And my mom always said, like, don't open the door, keep it locked, don't open the door for anyone. And I never would, but I was always worried that I would forget to lock the door and someone would come in. But what would make me feel better when I was hearing a lot of noise in the hallway would be to put on my favorite TV show and turn it up really, really loud. And, you know, just know that I was living in happy days, Crystal. So I guess if there's anything that could make you less paranoid, Crystal. If you're worried, I just want you to think to yourself, Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days. Saturday, what a day. Rocking all week for you. And then you'll feel better because you'll remember that we're in happy days and not to be worried about what's going to happen, because we're going to be fine, because I'm pretty sure we're in the regular. I've thought about it, and I think we're in the right. These days are my happy days. So I think we're fine, because I don't think we're in the shadow world. I'm pretty sure we're in the regular one.
So reassuring to know that we're in the regular one.
Yes, and that these are happy days and we're gonna be okay. But so or like, you don't have to think of happy days, because I haven't heard that theme song in a while, so it was probably a bad choice for me to sing to you, because I haven't heard it in a while to get the pitch right. But just think of your favorite song. I don't know what you like. Saved by the Bell. I have that one queued up. You just think of that, hum it really loud, and I think you'll feel better.
Oh, you like Simon humming his song really loud?
Not quite like that. Different than that, but like, it's your song, so that's the thing, is that it's personal to you. Like Happy Days, that was my song when I came home, but Happy Days and Simon's song, that's his song. I love Living La Vida Loca though, but she is into superstition. But I mean, your favorite song, you have to think of your favorite song, and that's what you hum and think is like a personal motto mantra to center you, so that you can stop being worried. Because that's what I did when I was a small child, and I was scared at home alone as a latchkey child.
I will do my best.
Okay.
Thank you for the song.
You're welcome.
Now, one of you, I think it's Jordan, that needs to roll.
No.
No, you don't have to roll on this one.
I don't got to roll shit.
You don't have to roll shit. But Megan, there's some nonsense going on over that coffee machine, like pure nonsense. Song breaks out. And as you are desperately trying to look anywhere but over there, I mean, maybe you're stealing glances. You're desperately trying to look, because if you look over there, you're going to have to share in this moment. And you glance out. Megan, you know what a luchador mask is?
No, but I can Google it real fast. A luchador mask?
And you know what a Mexican wrestler, and they wear the masks and the colorful.
Yes. Yes.
You should Google it, though. If you don't have it in your mind, you should Google it before I say the next words I'm going to say.
I am looking at it now. I'm with it.
All right.
They're
so
terrifying.
You are trying to escape the moment that's happening over at the Circle K coffee dispensing machine. And you glance out, and you can see towards the back of the Circle K parking lot, where it's butting up against the deserts, not the roadside, but the desert side. There is it's hard to say because they're wearing a luchador mask, but you think it's a young kid. I can't tell if it's a man or a woman, but wearing a luchador mask and a cape, and then a button-down white dress shirt and some cargo shorts. And he's just walking along the back of that parking lot. And he keeps walking. And he's walking. And as you watch him move on and over, he stops. And he looks over back at his shoulder at the Circle K. Makes eye contact with you, just directly, as if he can see you. Waves back. And he turns back around and he starts sprinting in that same direction he was walking at speed. He's got a pretty decent run. And he hits the end of the parking lot. He hits the desert scrub. And he's moving fast enough that he starts kicking up a little bit of dust. And that dust sort of keeps going. And then within a minute, by the end of the Happy Days theme song, he's shrinking almost out of sight. Roll me a metal move if you would.
But I really don't want to, Nate. I don't want to roll you anything right now. I don't even want to be involved with
Or
creepy
Joe.
kids. All right. On the dice, this is a 6.
Might be a pro.
Might be a pro. I doubt it. It's a 6. And then for meddling, which of my stats go towards it? Any of them?
Oh, I think for this delicious little moment, I want a composure from you.
Oh, this is going to be great for us. This is going to be a sum of 7.
Oh, 7.
Yeah, 7. You got it, baby.
Big complication. And so you turn back. And so now you've got happy days going on over here on one side. You've got this situation that you just watched on the other. You turn back a little bit too quickly. Megan, as we have established, is a fairly tall woman, and you knock over the rack of comic books that you're standing next to. They fall down. There's a huge racket. Poor Emily looks up. Oh no, and it's all over the place. And as you're picking them up and you get down to help and pick up, you look up, you could see written on the wall, almost at the floor level opposite where that window that you were looking at. So that little strip, you can see a little scrawl. Someone's written in maybe Sharpie. It says, "Don't look at them. Don't record them. Don't pay attention." And someone's just scrawled that at the bottom. And that is a clue, capital C clue, graffiti that says, "Don't look at them. Don't record them. Don't pay attention." And you think about that. Well, you think about the luchador masked kid that you were just looking at. Jordan and Crystal, you can each clear an appropriate condition.
I choose not to. I choose not to.
Okay. And let me say, oh, unfortunately, it does say you may, so you can choose not to. That's a shame. And Crystal, you will also stumble on a clue relevant to an active mystery, but let's hold on that for a second. I owe you that.
Crystal also gets feeling good.
And you get feeling
Give
good.
you an advantage die. I just really feel like the tape has become part of my personality, and I would be remiss if I were to get rid of that.
As you know, Jordan, and as you know, my friend Miranda, I only give good gifts that are helpful.
That's a lie we all embodied today.
I was gonna say I smell a lie.
Right. I'm not here for
ass lie.
Oh shit, Emily. That's your name, right? Unless you're wearing someone else's name tag. Sorry. Sorry. And I will help her get that set up.
It's fine. It's fine. Give me something to do. Man, this is like the 3rd time this week someone's done that. Don't worry about it. And she's like moving slow. You could see bloodshot eyes.
Yeah.
Sort of weepy a little bit. But let's say you wrap up at Circle K. And you have to drive out into the desert. Not off-roading, like dangerous, but there's not a road where you need to go. You all 3 okay with that?
There's no other option.
Yeah, not really.
It's maybe, based on your GPS, it's not super far out. It's maybe 2 miles. You could choose to walk it or take the car.
We're definitely going to take the car, homie. We're going to walk that shit. No.
Step 1 of the desert is never go walking out into the desert.
Yeah, no, we're definitely gonna take the car for as far as we can. I am gonna share with the group. Guys, I don't know what it means, but you know when you just get like that felt sense that something is significant. I got don't look at them, don't record them, don't pay attention to them. Does that mean anything to either of you?
I mean, maybe this weird picture on Simon's phone that kind of looks like human shaped drawing.
He maybe
Maybe that's
what
that.
took him in some way.
Maybe
Or
I
this-
just
The shadow realm that Jordan's been blathering on about.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Which I am honestly okay with because it feels a lot better than being Blair Witched at this point.
Who says we're not though? Oh no, we switched to the ring.
We did switch to Ring, but there is Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2.
I didn't watch that garbage.
Oh
No.
Lord, have mercy. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, okay, yeah. So, Ring, Blair Witch Projects, Shadow World. Don't look at them. Don't record them. Don't pay attention to them. And there were a couple other phrases that were like orbiting in the same area. There was I got thank you for finding him yesterday on my phone, and then I remember she was asking the crew, "Do you hear them?" Oh God, I have such a headache. I'm looking at the Zoom chat for this assistance that's been thrown at me, and I'm too tired to remember the book. Nate, send help.
What are you
Oh,
trying to?
oh.
Yep, somebody send help. Come on, I'm on Chaos in Con Brain. Someone send help.
I got this. Hold on.
Okay.
We have. Let's see.
I'm flipping through notes right now.
But to consider something for capital C clues, which we can use all of this to solve the mystery, but capital C clues are what's important and we have to tie together.
Okay.
We have a box that emits a faint screaming noise when held to your ear.
Yeah.
A
Right.
series of texts between crew members expressing increasing paranoia and fear.
Right.
Seeing the crew outside of the motel at night.
With the weird. Let me stop putting fingers up. Counting is not working for me right now. So sorry.
The crew cell phone in room 14.
Yep.
That's newer than Crystal's, which I feel like is important.
Yep.
Simon. So, that's already that's when we already have a double book that one. Okay. Don't look at them. Don't record them. Don't pay attention. Graffiti.
Yeah.
And then I feel like there's one more clue out there in the ether somewhere right now, waiting for us to find it.
Okay.
And so those are the things that are kind of on my mind. I just realized what Bridget's talking about.
Oh, did you just now see what I'm talking about?
It's Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2 is the book.
Oh my
movie.
God. My dumbass.
Okay,
Nope.
we spent way too much time on
We
this.
really did. That's my bad, y'all. I thought
looking for that book.
I'm like looking for an actual book.
Bouncing. You're slowly going over
Thank
hard
you.
path.
This is a book. You keep
Recite.
Jordan keeps talking about this fucking Book of
This
Shadows.
Book of Shadows again and again.
Like, I don't realize it's a movie. But so we have some clues, perhaps more, at the caves. That
Yeah.
at some point we need to think about how they go together to tell us what happened in this missing documentary. The clue and the crew.
Crew and the clue and the crew in the book. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're on our way out, Nate.
Okay, to the caves.
To the caves.
Approach a rise about 1.5 miles out the. It's nowhere near. It's not foothills. It's not mountains. It's just sort of hard packed dunes, but some elevation. And you are being led by that GPS pointer, and you're being led to an area where it rises up, maybe a couple stories, 20 feet, 25 feet. And as you approach that, there's a little switch canyon, and you turn into that. It's not claustrophobic at all. I mean, we're talking, the wall on your left and your right, 40, 50 feet away, but it's definitely a little almost corridor aisle within this area of the desert. It turns another maybe 90-degree turn, and you can see in front of you the documentary crew camp. It's tucked away enough that, that isn't something you might you would really stumble on unless you were looking, you were doing, you knew where to go or exploring. The camp itself covers maybe 100, 150 feet of almost valley cleared area. There's a silver airstream trailer that's set up on one side. You can see a fire pit was set up. It's brand new. It's actually one of those things that you buy from a camping store
Oh
and you
yeah.
put it around. They didn't collect some rocks and twigs and stuff, which is smart. It's not necessarily available out here in Mexico desert. And I guess that must be the case because cut into the walls towards the right of this area, this opening area, are a couple slashes in the hills that this little sort of area of, uh, to you, peace and tranquility right now collects and forms. There's not a soul to be seen. There are a couple things lying on the ground from here. You can't really tell what they are, but looks like equipment that maybe blew over. You can see some of those very rugged, large equipment boxes, cases, things that you'd see roadies pulling in and out of a show or a concert, set up and closed around the area. If you stop the car, if you turn it off, it'll do its ticking noise, the engine oil falling into the pan, cooling. It's quiet. The hills around you shield you from the desert wind. There's no blowing sand. It's fairly still. And like I said, it seems sort of peaceful and tranquil.
Yeah, I'm not buying it. Car goes into park, and I'm going to kill the engine, and I'm just going to turn over in my seat and look at the other two ladies. We okay for this?
I don't know if we have a choice not to be.
Right. For once, I agree with what she says.
Okay. Humor me. Can we go over just a handful of small ground rules if we can?
Okay.
Do not pull out your phone and do not take pictures.
And guys, we can't split up, okay?
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
That's a common thing that happens when people go into environments. And then I'm just immediately kind of going into like one of the standard safety spiels that I would do, like when I'm taking groups of kids or new hikers into the, like, if you hear a weird sound, don't split up and go different directions. It's kind of like that in a very condensed, concise, compassionate, like, guys, we can't split up, okay? If we're working with this theory that there's different overlapping realities, if we hear things, if we get called by things, if we just have to stay together, okay?
Well, maybe we won't have to go into the caves if we go into the camper. What is it? A jet stream. Silver the silver thing over there. Vehicles are not my thing.
No, I understand. Just caves or not, let's do everything we can to kind of stick together. Please.
And as you pop out of the car having this conversation, let's paint the scene a little bit. Something about the site gives all three of you this feeling that it was set up. Like whoever set it up, they're professionals. They've done this before, but something about their setup here, it was either unfamiliar, uncomfortable. They were worried. They were nervous. There's a few things that are off. So, Jordan, what do you see that gives you the impression that this team of professionals doing this job they've done many times before, they struggled a little bit when they did it here?
Ooh, that's a fun question.
I think that things are a little bit disheveled. There's a lot of drag marks. There's a lot of moving stuff around. Stuff just isn't quite in the right place where it should be closer to the airstream. It's farther away. The fire, like they maybe set up a campfire during the night. So it's not burnt at all. It's still fresh wood. There are cases that look like they aren't open. Or sorry, that they are open and not latched all the way closed. Like they went to close them but didn't close them all the way. Just things are kind of disheveled in a way that looks wrong, where they put stuff somewhere and then they had to move it somewhere else, and some stuff maybe even looks like it was halfway between being moved. Like there's some crates and then some have been taken off and one is kind of halfway in a place and the others are over to the other side, and so it looks like they were just rearranging stuff multiple times. Like it didn't feel like things were in the right order or the right configuration.
Man, as a logistics event, I'm sure Bridget's feeling me on this. That gives me all sorts. I hate that. Oh, it just won't come together. Everything's too hard. Nothing's in the right. There's just no right place. Yeah, that's great. Crystal, what do you see? It just didn't come together right.
I probably am noticing the sand and grit in those boxes, or going into like where they're not closed all the way and getting into electronics. And I'm having like, it's like nails on a chalkboard. Like I can just like feel how crudted up any of those electronics are, lights, any of the cords, there's probably dust and everything all over it. And it's just, that's all I can see. It's just the electronics covered in sand and grit and dust.
Oh, yeah, this is expensive, delicate equipment. There are ways to protect it, just standard, normal ways. Why didn't they do that? Who leaves that? What kind of, Megan, what do you see?
You're out in the desert. There are certain resources that are finite, like your water and your food and your medical equipment. Those are things that are like highly coveted resources that you protect to the best of your ability. So the fact that I'm looking at like medical equipment that's just like strewn across the ground, buried in sand, like that first aid kit is broken in half and it's open. I don't know why that entire cooler of food is open and everything is spoiled and rotting inside. Water has been like set out or hasn't been put where it would be cool. So it's going through that weird, heat and then cold and heat and then cold. And I'm just looking at their actual living supplies right now that have just been, they haven't been managed at all.
I think when your eyes go towards the giant, like a 20-gallon water tank, and you can see that someone left it open in the desert, like that evaporation time is it's like whoever set this up or whoever came through later, like, they didn't even know how to be human.
Yeah, word choices.
What would you like to do?
Poor Tiffany.
I said I would like to be uncomfortable.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
We should probably look through that stuff, but we came out here for the cave.
I know.
Yeah, but with people and shadow realms and don't take pictures, don't notice them, I think I would rather.
What if they already took pictures and we look at the camera and then we see the pictures?
That's assuming that the camera's here, because
That's
maybe all of them disappear.
Mm-hmm.
Crystal, call. You have Simon's phone. Call their phone numbers.
Call any of them. Yeah, any of them.
Let's call them. Let's see if the cell phone rings. That might give us an indicator if it's buried in the sand or in the trailer and in the caves. I don't know what the battery life is like after a couple weeks, but if it hasn't been used, we might get lucky.
Okay, because it went well with Derek. I'll try again.
Okay, yep, that sarcasm is super helpful right now, but I'm smiling when I say it.
Sorry, my allergies are really bad.
The struggle.
Okay. I am going to who is it? We're looking for Erin, right? Her name's Erin.
We are looking for.
Oh, I had Cassie in my head. Let me look. Is it Aaron? Was that the?
I don't know.
Hold
Her
on.
name.
Lucas is one of them.
Yeah, Aaron Brooks.
Yeah, Simon, Maya, Lucas, Aaron, and Derek. Derek is at the hotel. Is Aaron the one whose sister
Yes.
is the attorney?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So I am going to try and call Aaron's phone.
There we go. Thank you.
Grab the number from Simon's address book, press the button, wait a second, it rings, and then it rings 6-7 times, and then it goes to voicemail.
Okay.
But it tells you, unfortunately, the recipient and repeats the phone number, has a full voicemail box. No messages can be left. Thank you. And it hangs up on you.
Okay, but it did ring. It didn't go straight to voicemail.
Yeah, and we didn't hear it, I don't think.
No. Let's just try Maya and Lucas while we're here.
Oh, okay.
Maya, the exact same thing happens. Goes to voicemail, and the voicemail is full. Lucas, you get a busy signal.
That's not what I wanted.
First, you don't get busy signals with these numbers.
That's not what
Yeah. That's like for a landline. Okay. How do we get a busy signal?
It's weird.
on a cell phone? Huh.
I don't know if that's
Unless,
something-
like, I don't. No,
might not
'cause
be something we could solve right now with the busy signal.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It is weird.
I don't like it.
You calling Derek, or are you just calling the new ones?
Just.
No,
I
I'm
was
gonna
just-
call Derek again too.
Oh, this should be interesting.
It rings. Then you hear Derek's voice, and hello?
Hey, Derek, it's Crystal.
Oh my God, what time is it? Why did you just come visit? Just down the door, a couple doors down. Why would you call so early?
Well, we're at the campsite.
He's already? Oh. Early morning for you all.
Yeah.
What's up? What can I do for you? Is Megan there?
Yeah.
Oh, tell her hi. I had a dream about, well, more, I don't remember, the other woman with you, the other one with you.
Jordan.
It was a nightmare, though. I don't want to talk about it. It was, I didn't sleep very well last night. Hopefully you slept better than me.
So your nightmare was that she got shot and it hit her in the neck and she bled out everywhere.
Whoa, Crystal. You have the same nightmare? How? Wow, that is creepy. That is so creepy. Why are you gonna call me and just, how did you know that?
Because we've had this conversation.
Okay. Are you sure you're in the desert? Or maybe, did you go to the desert and eat some? Don't eat any of the mushrooms you might find in Deep Lake. That stuff is, huh. Well, anyway, when you get back, maybe we can grab some coffee.
Oh,
or
God.
something.
Yeah. No, coffee would be great.
Stop saying
Coffee would be great. 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 And you let it go a little bit longer. Crystal doesn't hang up, and it ends with a scream from Derek.
Oh, I hate this so much.
Yeah. Hello?
I'm hanging up
What?
the phone. I'm hanging up the phone.
Hang it
my
up.
God.
Hang it up. No more.
I don't like this. I don't like any of this.
Oh my god.
No more shadow, Derek.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
So, Airstream or cave?
Airstream. Airstream.
Airstream.
Yeah.
Safety.
So
But
one
think
of
about
you's
it this
going
way.
to the airstream, one of you's
Actually,
going to the cave, and then one of you's going hiking in the
That
desert.
is
The
not
desert.
what
Yeah,
we're
and
doing,
let's
Nate.
we should wait for nightfall to do it all.
We should wait till nightfall, and then we should like play a tape while we explore the
And
caves.
then
That'd be
we
great.
can play a tape in the
Look.
Airstream while we explore the caves.
Right.
Wait, you got a
There
tape?
is I guarantee you there is a VHS player in this Airstream.
Yeah.
You know there is.
Airstream,
You know there is.
And we've got one tape to watch. I
And you
think we're
push
spending
that
the night.
door open into this mobile editing trailer, and Crystal's just ending that, and you can see the editing deck right in front of you, right on opposite of that door. There's a monitor, and there's it's a fancy, high quality. It's not just a VCR. It's an editing deck. It has forward and reverse, slow and fast jog dials and all that good stuff. But this is most of the interior is been cleared out to create ample table space and walls and shelves and everything, where portable video editing gears strewn around, papers with binders full of production material. You see a timeline is written out on the wall. There's a storyboard laid out as well. Handwritten sketches of the scenes. They're not as sophisticated as to have digital reproductions or anything like that. And towards the back is a closed door leading to a single sleeping cabin.
Ooh.
And looking around, what kind of works in progress do you see that gives insight into what kind of documentary the VistaVision team was putting together? I'm going to paint the scene here. Let's start with Megan this time.
Oh God. Okay. So I am walking up the stairs to the Airstream after that phone terminates, and I'm texting Derek. I'm not saying anything to the other two ladies, but I'm texting them, and it's something to the effect of like, "Babe, I need you to get out of that hotel as quickly as possible. We're staying at," and I'm actually going to give him the address that we're staying at. Is that the smartest move of the day? Probably not, but I feel responsible for that person's safety right now. So, babe, I need you to get out of that hotel as quickly as possible. Take what you need. This is the, the house that we're renting. I'll be there soon. Just, I'm just going to text him and send them that. And as I walk up the stairs and I open, into this, I guess the main room, the entire wall is just covered in scrap paper, notebook paper, the like ripped off pieces of paper from like instruction manuals or warranty manuals. Any piece of paper that they could grab anywhere near has been stapled, pinned, glued, taped to this wall. And instead of like photographs, it's all sketches. It's all various types of sketches, and if you look at them long enough, I will tee that back up to Nate for whatever he wants, but whatever it is, they couldn't do digital capture, so whatever it is multiple people almost frantically doing sketches of meaningful things, except for something happened and it just avalanched into this entire wall where the papers like flip with the wind as the door opens, and it's just a wall of sketches on any surface they could get their hand on, whatever they could use as a canvas is up there. Like there's a corner where it's just a roll of toilet paper and each sheet has a different sketch on it that's been stapled to this wall.
Jordan.
In addition to that, there are on the counters and the table bits of dirty, not from a museum, not clean, recently unearthed dirty piles of dirt, like in dust, some in bags, some in containers, some just strewn about the table, bits of broken pottery, but also human bone fragments. There's teeth, there's like a half a jaw, there's a piece of what you assume would be a skull, human bones, and mixed with like artifacts of some sort that have been recently dug up. They are dirty.
And Crystal.
I see every screen on that editing suite area has the same couple of pictures that Simon had in his phone.
Oh
And
no.
like there's like a close up of the one that looks almost too much like a human or like a shadow of a human. And then all the scratches and those same pictures like repeat over like, what is it? Like probably like 6 or 8 TVs.
Nope. Nope, 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 nope.
Oh, that's a delight.
Nope.
That's a delight. And I would love to introduce your held over clue at this point. As Megan is going through these sketches and looking behind. And Megan, you find one, and it is a real art piece. It's not out of frame, but it's not these hastily drawn scribbles and it's underneath a lot of this stuff. There's all these sort of different, and you start to see different hands that have made these sketches. You start to see, oh, someone over here was pretty good and someone over here was not, and there's some differences, but this one underneath is a legitimate sketch, a charcoal sketch that you almost could see yourself buying in a gallery and hanging up on the wall. Except it shows a desert ridge line. It shows a number of humanoid figures in different masks. They're all in shadow, but they're all backlit by this desert sun. And each one of these figures, something's off. They are humanoid at best. And when you finally realize what you're looking at is not just masks, the masks are unsettling, creepy, terrible. But then there's more than just the masks. And you're not able, in the sketches, and it's just a charcoal sketch, it's not a photograph, but why does it affect you like this? It's signed at the bottom in an artist's scrawl, Elias Grant. And in our owl bear, I've added that clue to our list of clues.
Gathering of mass. Okay.
Oh, I don't like that picture. Mm-mm.
Oh God. Okay. I was taking notes and I haven't looked at Albert yet. I'm scared.
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Don't like it. Crystal, put it away. Crystal, no, we're not supposed to look at it. Don't look at it.
Well, that was me. That was Megan.
Megan, whichever one of you it is, Megan, don't look at it.
God,
Crystal, shield your eyes. Megan's looking at it, and I'm not looking at it, and you're not looking at it. Don't look.
At the
Crystal,
detail
no.
on this.
Stop it. Don't. No, I don't want to see it. It said don't look at it. It says don't look at them, don't record them, don't pay attention. Megan.
No, but this isn't them. This is a depiction of them, and I have to snatch it off the wall. You know I have to. That has to come down. That has to come with us.
But it's like what we said. If there's a picture and then we look at the picture, we don't know what happens. We don't know what happens or happened.
I'm not looking at it.
Okay.
For once. Hey, Jordan, why don't you go open the door to the sleeping quarters as I like push you towards that end of the airstream?
Hey, you go walk into that first.
Over there. Okay.
And then I have my back to Megan.
Boop, boop, a doo, off with my tape that I haven't put down.
It opens. It's not locked. It's sort of that flimsy trailer door that you expect.
Mm-hmm.
And inside, there's not much room for anything else but we'll call it a double bed. It's as big as it can be, but we'll call it a double bed. The double bed, it's messy. It's been slept in probably, or at least been used as a seating or sort of a sitting area because the sheets and the bedspread are all messed up. And it is coated absolutely coated with that same super fine reddish silt that you encountered in Daniel's hotel room.
Mm.
And if you look a little bit closer, Jordan, you can see a couple places where it's almost like someone's hand was clutching at some of these sheets or tearing at some of the sheets and then pulled away. You can see the handprints, the individual fingerprints. And in one area, you see a handprint, and the fingers are they're way too long, Jordan.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Geometry crew.
No, don't like that.
Jordan, is it okay
What?
to come in?
Well, there's no monsters in here, and you can you see me?
I like lean and look in. I can see her, right?
So I'm not a shadow person yet. So I think it's okay, but that weird red stuff that was all over Derek's room is here too.
Jordan, I
And
need you to take the condition. The monsters are hiding
things
from
are
you.
right here.
Oh, that's terrible.
Monsters are hiding.
Okay.
Me
All right. Everybody, let's gather in front of the electronics here.
Okay.
Yeah, just give me hold on, darling, give me 1 second, and I'm going to just very quickly step back outside with this picture. And just almost frantically, I need to see if I can place the ridge line of this depiction anywhere in our general vicinity. I just it's almost like this, like I'm here walking, trying to just see where I can line that ridge line up, because I know it has to be here somewhere.
So you are moving. You almost wish it was a transparency on plastic film,
Yeah,
but you do your best.
you
For
work with
some
what you
reason,
got.
you are reluctant to fold it or possibly damage it. So it is a little bit more difficult than if you would just sort of cut off the top and just got but you won't damage it. It's precious.
No, it's beautiful.
It's so precious.
It's precious.
And so you come around, you swing around, and Megan, wouldn't you know it? It lines up beautifully. A little bit of difference, but lines up beautifully with that ridge line right above those slashes in the ground leading to those cave systems.
Yeah.
And your phone gives a little notification vibration. And Daniel's texted back. He says, "Thank you for telling me where you sleep."
Really?
You mean Derek, right?
And
Yeah,
Derek texts back and he says, thank you for telling me where you sleep."
God damn it. Good thing I don't know about this.
Right, exactly. I am going to look at that notification. I'm just going to put my phone back down, because that is tomorrow's problem. That's tonight's problem. Today, a puzzle piece has clicked into place. I have found and lined up the ridge line to where these... So I hate to ask this question, but I'm going to ask this question. Given the ridge line and the depiction, are these creatures standing where we're currently standing? Is that the depth that I'm looking at right now?
No, they would be.
Okay.
So if they were actually real and given the lineup, either it's hard to tell from the sketch, they would either be standing more on the ridge line, looking either into the bowl of this depression, or maybe looking out into the greater desert area. It's pretty impossible to tell which one, but based on where they're sketched, that would be it.
Okay.
And you are struck, Megan, by this belief that this is a landscape portrait. This is a drawing of something. Someone drew something that they saw. This isn't something from imagination.
No, this is it's intimate, it's organic, it's a capture, right? This is someone's experience. This is what they experienced. Okay. And then I'm just going to, like, very carefully fold the paper across my chest, and I'm going to head back inside.
Crystal, while Megan had left to do this, you were taking a look at some of the equipment. What did you want to do?
Well, I wanted to get everybody together so that we could discuss what we're going to tell Aaron's sister.
That's a good call. That's a good call.
So
'Cause
this
I'm
sounds like
not-
you might be. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm not going in those caves. Those creatures can fuck right off. Nope.
Yet. No, I agree. The
You
teacher,
might be
the creatures
answering a
can't-
question.
Yeah.
Is that what you're heading
Yes.
towards?
Yes.
All right.
There we go.
So when you answer a question, answering a question is a move. It's a formal public access move. When the latchkeys have an open, freewheeling discussion about the answer to a question, once they've gathered a number of clues equal to at least half the question's complexity and reach a consensus. Y'all got to agree on this.
Okay.
Roll plus the number of clues incorporated into the answer,
Okay.
or otherwise explained away, minus the question's complexity. So you have a mystery open in front of you. The question of that mystery is what happened to the missing documentary crew? And it has a complexity of 4. You
Okay.
also have discovered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, 6 clues.
Okay.
You can choose to use 2 to 6 of those clues in whatever answer you come up with. And there is no set answer. This is your answer. Whatever answer you come up with to answer that question, what happened to the missing documentary crew? Each one of those clues you use, you have to incorporate in a cohesive story way into this answer. Then we actually have a roll. You roll 2d6. You're going to roll plus however many of these clues you incorporate into the answer.
Okay.
And then minus this complexity 4. So if you incorporate 4 clues and you just roll 2d6, it's straight up. If you answered 5, you incorporated 5 clues, you get +1 on the roll, etc.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
not the only question, and clues carry over that are unused clues carry over. Also, this forms reality. So whatever you answer here and use these clues, that is the reality that we will then carry forth as the next question will be revealed.
Okay. 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 So what we're solving right now is what happened to the missing documentary crew.
Correct.
Mhm.
All right.
And I have a thought.
Okay.
Just because sometimes I've played before where like someone throws out an idea and then that idea kind of sticks and then it's hard to get that idea out of your head or whatever.
Okay.
Right? But what if we like start with a clue and then maybe add on some separate pieces rather than, because I could throw out a whole idea with this right now, but I don't want it to be like my whole idea or like I don't want anyone to like, I want it to be like our idea together.
Right,
as a
right.
group, right.
Okay.
And I feel like in my brain, it's going away, but I want to add a layer to it. So this is just a proposal. Our first clue was the screaming box, and I really like the screaming box. I love the screaming box.
That
So
had
what
the
if
same symbol as the VHS tapes.
had the
remember.
same symbol
Mhm.
as the VHS tapes? And we also have that new phone. And I kind of like we have this whole shadow world thing going on, but I kind of like this new tech thing. What if this, whatever they are messing with technology wise, however they are trying to like mind control, manipulate this screaming noise that this box is making, something with this cell phone, whatever they, capital T, are doing with this tape has ripped a hole in reality somewhere.
It's in the cave.
In the cave. Maybe in the cave. Yeah, I love in the cave.
And then like Derek's scream at the end of that call that I listened to was similar to the scream from the boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm.
Oh, it was absolutely the same, Crystal. Yes, that was the same scream.
Okay.
And the same scream then that Megan heard on the camcorder when you busted it.
When I busted it. So whatever they're pumping through these boxes is thinning the veil between whatever these realities are.
Yes. It has gotten too thin, and the source of it we think may be in these caves.
Which would make sense that if the crew was so close in proximity with the screams that they're, so close to like kind of like the ground zero or the core of whatever it is that's increasing the paranoia. That's why they're hearing things, seeing things. It's messing with their judgment, their sense of time, their sense of safety. They're too close to the source of whatever is precipitating these screams. Whatever is happening, they just got too close.
It's impacting their brains, and that's why we're seeing this paranoia and fear.
Okay. And like that's why we can still talk to Derek, because we're close enough to the caves that we're close to enough to that rip in reality, which is why that red dust is transferring, because it's in those caves.
Or they just haven't gone long enough. Like he hasn't been on the other side of the veil for long enough for us to lose him like everyone else is lost, but we can still.
Oh, I kind of like that from just a pure length of exposure standpoint. He came to these caves, got the heebie-jeebies, and then left, but there's still something of the caves, of this area, of that residual that's stuck on him that's causing him to falter where everyone else is just gone.
Look at the chat.
It's like a voice is saying the Zoom chat.
I hate everything.
And that could be why we only seen shadows of people. Like we saw the crew outside the motel at night, but it wasn't really them, was it? It was like shadow them.
Yeah.
Right, because they would have been there.
But there's
we're
something
seeing like the
between
echoes.
us.
Yeah.
There's something between us that won't let us get to them.
Yeah, I like that. And the veil is being compromised by blah, blah, blah. Okay, I love this. That gets the box into it. That gets the series of texts with the crews. Seeing the crew outside of the motel. Oh, crew cell phone at 14. Do we want to try to incorporate that? Because so far we got don't look at them, don't record them, don't pay attention to them, and the charcoal sketches.
We need at least one more.
We need at least one more.
No, we don't need at least one more. We need at least one more to roll without a disadvantage.
Okay.
Or not without a minus. Because it's 2d6 minus 4. Or so. Yeah. Minus 2?
Okay.
Is that the complexity? Is it half? Oh, it's changing when you check things. So it's 2d6 minus 4.
Okay.
Plus however many clues you have incorporated. So if we can incorporate 4 clues, then it's just a straight 2d6, no minus.
We can tie those two bottom ones together pretty neatly, I think. My pitch is don't look at them, don't record them, to what Crystal saw when she walked into the room. The video capture isn't working with the veil being as thin as it is right now, so they have to actually go to manual means of capture, which is drawing, sketching, things of that nature.
Oh, and it could also be that like these are beings that are in this other realm. Yeah. Like these are the shadow people.
Well,
they're not us. They're humanoid. They're not us.
They're not us. Yeah. The travelers.
And if we want to incorporate another clue, we can incorporate the phone by the different calls. So all the voicemails went, maybe Lucas is like too close to the rip, which is why we get a busy signal on a cell phone.
Yep, close to the rip, but not far
and then
enough away.
Simon's last text message was, "It's open now."
The rip.
The rift. Yep. Okay. Nope. That absolutely sticks to landing and works for me. Nope. I love that. I love it a lot.
And maybe something bad happens if you like they notice something bad happens when you look at them, record them, pay attention. So he's sketching them. Like that's how they're getting away with it, and they're exploring this rift but getting lost in the rift. Oh,
that's perfect. That ties in the it's all too much. Help me find him. Don't look at him. Don't interact with him. Don't engage with him. Nope.
These other non-human humans from the other side.
Yep.
Right.
Do you hear them? Yep. Nope. That is perfect. This isn't required, so you can also ignore me on this one, but this is something I would love to see tied in. She came out here originally to do a documentary on sun gods.
Something like that.
The
Yeah, there
Sun
was
People.
Sun People.
Fun
Bam.
people.
There we go. One of their ancient designations or a designation from another culture that was in this area or something of that nature. So we have found the Sun People, not that we actually know what that means.
The veil here, okay, because public access, like TV Odyssey has always been around, or like
Yeah.
was around and then wasn't. Maybe the veil here is always thin, but whatever they did is what punched through. So
Yep.
like these Sun People, like sun god people, we've in past like ancient civilizations have seen them because the veil is just thin and they had ways and means of seeing them. Here specifically in Deep Lake where
That's-
it's just
Oh,
thin.
I messed up. It's
Bunch
the
of-
Valley People that the documentary crew.
The Valley
We're going
the
to
People.
Valley
research.
people were their mortal enemies.
The Sun People were from the intro.
From
Yeah.
the very, very intro. Okay.
Right. Yes.
Mhm.
So that's
Right.
perfect. The Valley People at this Valley Ridge. That's perfect.
Yes. So like things are always in here, but something is punched through, and these people are what's being drawn, what's coming through from this other side.
Okay. Okay. Then
Here's what I would love to have from one of you is
oh God.
what happened to the missing documentary crew, and then tell that all that stuff that you just figured out, tell it one more time in a clean, oh, here's what happened. Boom, boom,
Okay.
boom, and put it all together.
I'll go for it.
Okay.
Or
I
do you
was
want
about to say,
to
go
go
ahead,
for
jump
it?
at it, Miranda. Yeah, go for it.
Okay. They arrived in Deep Lake not knowing, they're prepared to do their documentary here about things historically that they've read about the place, things from the caves, things, this story of this people. They are researching Deep Lake. What they don't know is that Deep Lake is a place where the veil between worlds is very thin. Some may call it our world in a shadow world. Who knows? The veil between worlds is very thin, and something, some tech company has been experimenting with frequencies that they should not hear in Deep Lake. And that has caused that veil to be even thinner and thinner and thinner, and in places start to tear apart. And one place that it tore apart is possibly in this cave out in this desert where they came to study. And the crew members started seeing weird things. They started exploring this other world. They found that they could at times go into it, come out of it, but being in that shadow world infected them. They became paranoid. They became afraid, but they were drawn to it. And the more they drifted into it, the more that it stuck with them. And Derek got out, but pieces of it stuck to him too much. He was too wrapped up in it. And while he left, the others went too far and they couldn't find their way back.
Yep.
And maybe a couple of them, Aaron and whoever else, went farther first, and then others followed after to try to find them. And that's how they were lost. But before, they've kind of left clues about what was happening to them. They had drawn these people. They had said, don't look at they had left the graffiti, don't look at them, don't record them. Or someone else had in town. Someone else in town had left this graffiti because the veil is so thin here. They have seen these people. It's opening in places. And so other people in the town are likely seeing them. And that's why there are these words written over all around town of people warning others, don't look at them, don't record them, don't pay attention. And the crew figured this out, and they started drawing them. And that's kind of the clue that has been left for us about what these other shadow creatures are. So they have gone too far, and it got a hold of Derek, and it pulled him back in. But you can still see them from the other side when the veil is thin.
couple questions I have.
Okay.
So the box has hastened or made this thinny. Well, I'm not going to use a Stephen King word. This thinness more. Do you think that is intentional or was it accidental?
Passing that to someone else.
I think that was
Crystal.
accidental. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Megan.
Yeah,
Crystal or
sorry,
Megan?
Tiffany. Sorry. Go ahead, baby.
I was gonna go opposite.
Okay. Oh, can we tee up
That-
both and then choose?
Oh,
What's your idea? And I'll counter with my idea. Yours is probably better, but I want to hear it anyways.
what about it being intentional?
Yeah, or accidental. You're going with intentional?
I'm going with intentional. I think it's intentional because they've heard about the myth about these people that like shadows that they have been seeing. So this company has done research and has found that this certain type of scream. So they had to kill somebody, which is what you saw on the camcorder, to get that sound that they put in boxes, which punched a hole.
Oh.
Because I'm a terrible human.
No, I love it. It's a horror game. Lean in, baby. Yes. I'm going accidental with the standard corporate structure is dabbling into things that they don't belong in, shouldn't be invested in. They are just wholly convinced that they've got a lead on this. This is going to, quadruple their sales. It's going to revolutionize the industry. They are going to be the pioneers or the forerunners. And they just went so far out front that they couldn't see what was actually happening around them, and accidentally incited this situation to be worse. They had no idea what they were doing, but they thought they did, and this was the fumble, and these are the results. I love the idea that these boxes are set up around town strategically as a point to channel signals, capture larger areas, or maybe they're placed strategically in places where the veil is super thin or is thinning, but they didn't really know what was going to happen. This is your standard cultist fucking around with shit that they didn't have any business dealing with in the first place.
I love both of those.
I love both of them too.
We will leave them unresolved. Maybe we'll discover. I've got a second question. Who, what, why Elias Grant?
And that's Lucas Grant's relative of some sort, right? Lucas is the...
If you would like. That makes sense. Lucas Grant is the director. Yes.
Lucas Grant is the director.
Ooh.
There's a couple of options that I could see. One being Elias Grant is Shadow World Lucas Grant, but I don't like that at all.
Okay.
Well, is this our next question that we're going on? No.
No. This is just to
because it's signed Elias
in
Grant.
1 minute answer who is Elias Grant.
Lucas is from Deep Lake. That's why they came to do the research. And Elias Grant may be a relative
that disappeared
at some point in time, and he actually brought this back with him. He's been the one that's been driving the research. He's the one that's planting the seeds to get everyone here. He's the director. He's the one that brought the crew here to figure out what the fuck this thing is that his great-grandfather sketch in Deep Lake was for.
Elias Grant is Lucas Grant's great-grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to add a little bit then. Lucas kept Elias Grant's existence a absolute secret from the rest of his documentary crew. They had no idea about any of this. I would like one of you to roll 2d6 plus 1, and I would like you to take a picture of that result, and I would like you to not share it yet.
2 of you have advantage because you're feeling good.
Oh.
Just remember that one of you is feeling, both of you are feeling good.
You want to go for it, Tiffany? You want to roll, keep it secret, and take the photo?
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
Tiffany was the right one for this because you would have seen the roll on my face. You would have seen me get really excited, or you would have seen me like really solemn. Tiffany was 100% right because she's got that poker face.
It's just my face.
That's just my face.
It's just my face.
Do you have your picture?
Yes.
Excellent.
I will.
And there's a ruckus from outside. of the Airstream trailer. And you peek out and you see a blonde woman, short shoulder length hair, business suit. She's got very expensive hiking boots on. They don't match the business suit at all. And the ruckus is she was approaching that cave and then she looked over and something grabs her and something pulls her back towards the cave. And as she is yelling and shouting and saying no, Jenna Holt is pulled into the cave where presumably her sister Erin was recently also lost. And we will pick this up next time. Thank you.
And that, friends of the Symphony, is where this show ends for tonight. Thank you so much to everyone who joined in live and or is currently watching the replay. You are indeed the best part of waking up. Again, if you've enjoyed this content, please consider backing us on Patreon at patreon.com/Symphony Entertainment. We hope you have enjoyed the Symphony, and we actually look forward to seeing you again in 2 weeks for episodes 4 of Public Access, Lights, Camera, Action, written and run by your friend Nate. Have a good night, guys.